Welcome to What the Tech, the show where we don't just report the news, we take it apart. We're all about cutting through the corporate BS to get to what's really going on. And today, we've got Google's shiny new toy, Gemini 3, right in our crosshairs.
So Google's been shouting from the rooftops about this one, right? They're telling us Gemini 3 is a total revolution. We've all seen those perfect polished demos. But the truth? Well, the truth is a whole lot messier. We actually put it to the test, and what we found is pretty revealing.
And here it is, straight from the horse's mouth. Google's calling Gemini 3 the most intelligent AI model. I mean, that's not a small claim, is it? They want you to believe this is some massive leap, the thing that finally puts them ahead in the AI arms race. But is it really?
And that's really the multi-billion-dollar question we're asking today. Are we looking at actual, game-changing intelligence here, or is it just smoke and mirrors? A really well-produced magic trick designed to make us look away from what the competition is doing. Well, we're going to pull back that curtain.
Okay, so let's get into it. Before we can really tear this thing apart, we've got to understand what Google wants us to believe. Let's look at the official promise, the picture-perfect world they're trying to sell us with this new flagship AI.
And believe me, the hype list it's long. They're talking about everything from seriously upgraded reasoning to these new agentic capabilities, basically AI bots that are supposed to go out and do things for you. Then there's the interactive 3D stuff, a fancy new UI, even something they call exceptional zero-shot generation. The whole package is meant to scream revolution.
So yeah, that's the promise. Sounds pretty good, right? But now for the fun part. Let's see what happens when that shiny, polished promise meets cold, hard reality. Because this is where things start to fall apart. You know, where the cracks in the demo start to show.
So check this out. In the big, flashy demo, Google shows Gemini making this perfect, interactive 3D model of an eagle, all in that cool voxel art style. And honestly, it looks great. It's sharp, it's slick, and it's exactly the kind of thing that makes you think, wow, okay, the future is definitely here.
But then, reality hits. When reporters over at The Verge put in that exact same prompt, this is what they got back. An eagle with no eyes, and trees with no trunks. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. It's not just a glitch, it's the perfect metaphor for this whole thing, isn't it? Looks amazing from a distance, but when you get up close, there's no real vision.
And look, this wasn't just a one-time fluke. It's a clear pattern. You can see it right here. They promised you these rich 3D visuals, but what you actually get are these dim, low-res models. They promise flawless code generation, and you get, well, disorganized and pretty primitive junk. Detailed models? Nope. You get stuff with key details just missing, like eyes. There's a huge systemic gap between what they're selling and what the thing can actually do.
Okay, but forget the messed up 3D models for a second. Let's talk about the most ambitious and, honestly, the most reckless part of this whole thing. This idea of an AI agent that can run your life. Because this is where it stops being funny and starts getting a little bit scary.
So get this. They tested it on a super simple task, booking a restaurant table. First, the AI just makes something up and falsely claims there's a cost to book. When the user questions it, it backpedals and gets confused, mixing up a service charge with a booking fee. Then, to top it all off, it asks for confirmation 3 separate times. You know, you could have just picked up the phone and done it yourself in about 30 seconds.
Let's just be brutally honest here. This isn't innovation. It's reckless automation. Google is seriously suggesting we hand over the keys to our digital lives to a system that can't even book a dinner reservation without making a mess of it. That's not just clumsy. That's actually reckless.
You know, if you appreciate this kind of no BS analysis that actually cuts through the hype, do us a huge favor and hit that like button. And make sure you're subscribed to What the Tech. This is what we do. We hold big tech accountable, and we could really use your support.
Okay, so this brings up a huge question. If the tech is this, well, clumsy, what's Google's actual game plan here? I mean, how are they planning to win this AI race if their product just isn't better? It seems like they're leaning on something else entirely.
And the answer isn't about the tech, it's about the business strategy. It's a classic move called platform lock-in. The idea isn't to build a superior product, not at all. The goal is to make your service so deeply integrated into everything else you use, your email, your calendar, your documents, that it becomes a massive pain to switch to anything else, even if that something else is way better.
And this, right here, lays out the whole strategy in black and white. Google isn't playing the game of who has the best tech. No, they're playing the game of who has the biggest monopoly. Gemini's most powerful feature isn't its supposed intelligence, it's the fact that it's just there, baked right into your Gmail, whether you like it or not.
The testing backs this up completely. You've got competitors like Perplexity and ChatGPT that are often faster, sometimes more reliable. But what don't they have? They don't have that golden ticket. Privileged access to your Gmail, your calendar, your entire digital life. And let's be clear, that's not a feature. That's an unfair advantage.
All right, so let's bring it all home. It's time to pull all these pieces together, to look past the slick marketing videos and give the hard-hitting final verdict on what's really going on behind the Gemini 3 facade. You know, The Verge's final take was that Gemini 3 is almost as good as Google says it is. And let me tell you, in the high-stakes world of tech PR, almost is just a polite word for failure. It's code for they completely missed the mark, but we don't want to burn a bridge.
But this quote, this right here, absolutely nails it. Gemini 3 is Google's Potemkin village of AI. A Potemkin village, if you don't know, is basically a fancy fake storefront built to hide the fact that there's nothing but garbage behind it. And that's a perfect description for Gemini 3. A beautiful, glossy facade hiding a clumsy, primitive, and frankly, unfinished product.
So when you strip away all the hype, what's the real story here? Well, it's not about intelligence or innovation. It's about corporate desperation. It's about a company overpromising and massively underdelivering. It's about them leaning on their monopoly because they can't actually compete on merit. And maybe worst of all, it's about a willingness to risk our trust and even our safety just to look like they're still in the game.
And that really is the question we have to end on, isn't it? In this mad dash to win the AI race, is Google actually willing to burn through decades of trust it's built with us, all for a product that is so clearly not ready for prime time? I want to know what you think. Drop your thoughts down in the comments.